TLC's The Family. Chantel is in the middle of its fourth season, and the series stars are making headlines again with Chantel and Pedro hinting at divorce. Over the years, the outspoken couple has struggled to maintain their relationship while dealing with complex family dynamics. However, Chantel and Pedro aren't the only cast members known for making waves. The 90 Day Fiancé spin-off series is full of vibrant characters with larger-than-life personalities. Some family members have worked hard to show empathy and support to each other, while others display petty, vindictive, and bullying behaviors, making them consistently among the most unlikable cast members in the series. Much like Nicole, Karen is incredibly persuasive and her actions against Pedro and his family are often calculated. However, Karen has a few key things Nicole doesn't have, making her manipulation and unlikability all the more powerful. While Nicole can only control her mother and brother, Karen has a large family to turn against Pedro's side. She also is in closer proximity to her family, as she lives in the same town as most of them and is a quick car ride away from wreaking havoc on Chantel and Pedro's relationship. Karen was the driving force behind the family almost boycotting the couple's wedding, and she's often the one who brings up drama to elicit reactions from Pedro and Nicole, thus starting an altercation that likely wouldn't have happened otherwise. Interestingly, like Lydia, Karen has consistently disliked every partner her children introduce her to, leading viewers to believe that she does not wish the best for her children, which is the ultimate unlikable trait. Nicole is a perpetual villain and, in many ways, the ringleader of the Jimeno family. She is able to control both her brother and her mother's reactions to the Everett family, and she is one of the biggest catalysts for drama in the series. Unlike other family members, who react to each other from a place of pure emotion, Nicole strategically orchestrates scenarios that will help divide Chantel and Pedro further. Nicole was the mastermind behind setting up Pedro, her own brother, to make it look like he'd slept with her friend, Karima. Nicole pushed her brother to go out to the club, convinced him to dance with Karima, snapped pictures, and then used the pictures against him. Her unlikable actions are always premeditated and have the ability to cause Chantel and Pedro's relationship a great deal of harm. Nicole's manipulation and willingness to stab her brother in the back show her true colors. Lydia has been consistently unlikable throughout the series. She's never once genuinely tried to get along with Chantel or her family. Instead, she just pushes for more and more from Pedro, knowing the money and gifts will cause problems in his relationship. Related, 90 Day Fiancé's most frustrating minor cast members. Disturbingly, she quickly turns against her daughter and partner in pettiness, Nicole, when she decides she dislikes Nicole's new boyfriend, Alejandro. This unlikable pattern makes it seem as though Lydia selfishly does not want her children to be happy. Moreover, she doesn't want Pedro to be with Chantel, but she pushes for Pedro to bring her to the US. However, Pedro won't be able to do that if his relationship falls apart. Then, she pushes for gifts and money, knowing that, until recently, Pedro hadn't been working. If not for Chantel, he wouldn't have been able to afford to send his mother anything. Lydia's actions are confusing and distasteful and do not make her a fan favorite. Much like Chantel, Pedro is often stuck in the middle between the Everetts and the Jimenos. And again, like her, he makes a lot of mistakes in this position. However, Chantel tries to keep everyone's best interests in mind when mediating, whereas Pedro usually just gives in to his mother and sister's selfish demands without thinking about his wife or what's best for keeping the peace. When Nicole visited Atlanta, she complained that she couldn't sleep on the couple's fancy new couch, the one they bought for her arrival. Instead, against Chantel's wishes, she insisted that Pedro take her to a hotel. Pedro ended up agreeing, and it, of course, caused an argument with Chantel. In this instance, and many others, Pedro chooses his manipulative family over his relationship. But later in the series, he wins sympathy from fans when he learns about his estranged father. The storyline has made fans want more from Pedro. Additionally, Pedro gained some likability points for wanting to reconcile the two families, but overall he just can't seem to put his wife first. Chantel is regularly forced to navigate between her family and her husband's family. Unfortunately, her attempts at mediation usually backfire and result in more drama. However, viewers are sympathetic to Chantel's missteps because it seems like she often enters into situations with the best intentions. Related, 10 things you didn't know about the family. Chantel Jimeno. Bringing the families together would be a huge win for Chantel and would alleviate so much of her relationship stress. There is no reason she shouldn't work towards this goal, but her plans go awry when her mother or Pedro's family get involved. For instance, Chantel tried to work things out with Nicole and the Dominican Republic, but the two end up even angrier with each other than they were before. Then, more drama ensued when their mothers become involved, even though Chantel means well. Once communication breaks down in a fight begins. All bets are off and she'll likely risk her likability just to win. Winter's likability, much like River's, has shifted as of late. When fans first met her, she was always ready to jump into drama with Chantel, even if the issue in no way affected her. But as she's grown, she's taken a step back from her toxic family in a healthy way. It seems like Winter began to notice how harmful her family could be when they poked and pried their way into her long-term relationship with Ja. Winter did not appreciate the taste of her own medicine and has since been slightly less involved in the manipulation spearheaded against Pedro's family by her mother. Furthermore, Winter has recently been extremely candid about her recommitment to her health. She's shared her weight loss surgery journey with viewers and has been open about learning healthy lifestyle habits. Winter is inspiring fans with her self-love. Her vulnerability, as well as her personal growth, have both made her more likable than ever before. River, in particular, has worked hard to stay out of family drama, with the exception of the dinner fight. But, in that instance, it was hard to blame him for wanting to defend his sister's honor. River and Pedro have since reconciled and are even becoming friends. River is one of the only members of the Everett family to actually befriend a member of the Jimeno family and, for the sake of his sister, he has worked extremely hard to foster his relationship with Pedro. He has shown tremendous personal growth in his ability to connect with Pedro, despite the rest of his family's apprehension. River's blossoming music career has made him more likable as well. Fans have watched him come into his own, following his passions instead of chasing drama. Chantel's father, Thomas, is far from unlikable, but he's also not particularly likable. If anything, the family Chantel's patriarch is, at best, rather unmemorable. Thomas definitely loses points for following his wife Karen's lead without questioning her or stepping in to protest, even when her manipulative ideas cause more harm than good. However, he gained points during the infamous family dinner/brawl for stoically refusing to participate. In a very relatable move, Chantel's father only showed any emotion at all when Pedro kicked a plate of wings off the table that he'd previously been enjoying. If Thomas is able to stand up to his wife in an attempt to reunite the families, he could, potentially, become a favorite cast member. But so far, he seems content letting the families feud, which is fairly pathetic.